Turn that down, please. I don't want that on there. Just wait a minute, man. What's going on, everybody? I got some interesting stuff to talk about tonight. If you're into safety being in your truck, because when it comes to dealing with the no, you didn't, girl. When it comes to dealing with the weather, I gotta wait for some people to get in here. I can't even talk about it yet. I don't know if this.
I wouldn't be watching this. I'd be watching the drama.
I know the drama's going on right now, and it's gotta take a second to get popped up anyway. That's what I need to look at through Red Monkey.
This is through mine.
Pull it in. Is it looking good? Pull it in Red Monkey. Something ain't right about the. I think it's private. I was supposed to. There. Let's see it real quick. No, you don't have YouTube Studio. I can't do anything. Okay, I got a couple people in here. I'm just waiting. I know there's some stuff going on right now that this probably won't be as interesting, but I'm telling you right now, if anybody can go back, has been driving this long, I haven't driven that long, but I was in the area when this event happened back in April 27, 2011. Had a major severe weather outbreak and did a lot of damage. And we got a system that's setting up. It's going to have several major things that are involved with it. You got the severe weather that's going to start in eastern Texas. And let me go back a second before I start talking about this. I'm actually in the process of getting another channel up. It's going to be trucking weather, pretty much. I think that's about the name I'm going to go with it. But every few days, I just put out something that's going to talking about wind maps and everything, things that will be involved with truckers and driving, and how to stay safe with that. Because as we know, as truck drivers, we have a huge sail behind us, and crosswinds, things like that, bad storms, flooding, ice and snow definitely can cause some issues. So what's up, Smooth? I'm going to say hi to a few people real quick. What's up, Smooth Operator? Storming here, Missouri, serious lightning. Yeah, there is some storms going on right now. I'm going to test something real quick and see if this actually works. Let's see. Now, 600 feet. Yeah, give it
a second. We've got a ghost in our GPS, and it never talks to us anymore. But tonight, it has been just nonstop.
Application window. No, let's see. Chrome tab. It gives me an option to share. Well, it doesn't show that I can actually share it at this point. But I got some models pulled up. We can do it that way. Yeah, there's a lot of potential for flooding and everything going on. A lot of ice and snow, pretty much running from a line all the way from southern Michigan back southwest from there, all the way down into western Missouri and things like that. You got one coming here at home. Yeah, we got one. So tomorrow it's going to kick off with the severe weather. It's going to be pretty nasty. And what I've done here, I'm still learning this program. But I've pulled up Team Awkward. Let me see here, guys. Just be patient with me because first of all, I'm going to show tomorrow. And this is actually from this is Severe Storms Prediction Center. And this right here is pretty much the hash area. And if you see this little red circle in the middle, you don't see this a lot, but they're calling for it's still iffy on the tornado potential because they're saying if there are single cell storms pop out instead of before they line up into a big line of storms, they're going to rotate, and there's potential for at least a couple long track damaging, high end tornadoes. You're looking at EF4 and EF5 and things like that. You don't see these a lot. The last time I seen one like this was back in November, but didn't seem to be as standing out like this one is. Man, the Storm Prediction Center is where this is issued from. They put one out. This was actually showing that this was going to be a major event more than 5 days out, and you don't see them actually post stuff like that a lot either. And this is going to be tomorrow by midday. Let's see, we're looking at Zulu time here. So I think about midday tomorrow, this right here is.
Yeah, you subtract 6 hours.
Yeah. This is going to be about noontime in this area. But you notice this goes all the way up into southern Michigan. Now, behind this, the very top northwest edge of that, there you're going to have a line of ice and from really heavy snow beyond that. It's not going to look good, and it's not going to be good. Now, for Saturday, as you can see, everything shifts to the east, but you still have the orange that's in the middle of the enhanced, which I wouldn't be surprised if by tomorrow they upgrade that to that red area hash mark. That means you're looking at a 10 to 20 and 30% chance, even higher, of seeing a tornado within a 25 mile radius. And you're looking at strong, long track tornadoes. So obviously, as truckers, that's something we definitely need to look out for. I can take these overlays off. You can see right now the watches and warnings that are up. Down in Alabama and Mississippi, you see that you have those are wind warnings or high wind watches, wind advisories. In between that, all that green right there that you see is all flood watch and flood warnings. That's where the rain has already started, but tomorrow is going to be pretty daggum serious. And I'm not taking it lightly. A lot of people, this reason I'm doing this video, not a lot of people know that I'm a weather geek. Beyond weather geek, like all my life I should have went to school for meteorology. It should have been a thing I did, but it's a great hobby. I love it.
Now you get to play Weather Girl on YouTube.
So over here, let's see if I can get in the thing. Hey, see this? See, what I'm trying to do, guys, is actually to share the screen. I can take this off here. So sharing the screen, I can actually show you stuff. But I was actually having issues with it. Let's see. Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. So you can see both things. Oh, that's how you do it. Your entire screen. I don't want to do that. I want to do application window and Chrome tabs. Oh, it's not hard. So this screen right here, it should flip over to that. Now can you see? It pops me up beside it. Can you see my cursor in there? All right, guys, and I appreciate y'all coming in and checking this out. You're gonna have to help me out with comments. As you see, this is running from about Friday afternoon all the way through Saturday evening into Sunday morning. And this right here is actually what they call a tornado index meter, and it's showing that you just don't see this a lot. There's a lot of helicity in the atmosphere, which is wind at different. There's a lot of shear. That thing is. I can't stand that thing.
I kind of like it because it's like we have another person trapped in here with us.
So pretty much, if you go about 5,000 feet, now you're thinking 5,000 feet is only a mile up. Cessnas, things like that, those kind of aircraft fly at those levels. It's not really super high. You're talking about 90-mile-an-hour winds at 5,000 feet. So you got to think also in the Appalachian Mountains, and also when these storms, they rain out, it actually brings that wind down to the surface. So these storms are going to line up after Friday afternoon. They're going to end up lining up after that. And I started again. Ask somebody if they can see my cursor on there. Flip it.
Well, yeah.
Can you actually see my cursor on there? It's in Tennessee.
See it.
It's going to stop in a second. Okay, we had that one up. I don't know why I opened up another one there. Now, let me look at the winds here. Pretty much the biggest thing, this is what you got going on right now.
Hashtag haunted GPS.
Oh, for real? No joke.
Seriously.
No joke. It starts talking. This is the map. See if it's changing maps here. That's what I want to see if it's doing, making sure I'm sharing the right one. Still sharing that one. Let's see. Sharing. I'm going to stop. Do that. Share screen. Okay. Chrome tabs. Which one was that? Model GPS. Okay. Yes, I'm going to share that one. So this right here is the surface wind. And as a truck driver, you got to be careful. Now, can you see that moving across there? That cursor at all? I wonder if you
Yes.
Oh, you do?
You can see the little box.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Oh, nope. Guys, bear with me. Like some of these maps, I never really use these maps. I use another program, but it's freaking $300 for the program. I use a sample and a copied version for quite a while. But pretty much what you're seeing here, you'll see my cursor running up. This is actually, let's see, that's 06 Zulu on Saturday. So that would be 1 o'clock in the morning. So if I'll go back a little bit here, I'm actually going to move it back. You can see it in central to eastern Texas down here. You can see the wind perimeter start to kick up. So anybody pretty much from the southern tip of Texas, central Texas, all the way up to the southern tip of Michigan are going to experience some pretty severe weather. And down here below it in the front, this is where the front's going to run through. If you see I advance it till Saturday here, you can see behind that you got these barometric or isobars meeting up. The low is going to be centered right here. So everything on this top side is going to turn into ice and snow. So through Iowa, Chicago, western Missouri, or northwestern Missouri, you got eastern Oklahoma. Some of that through there is going to turn to ice and snow in Oklahoma too. But all this stuff is going to advance forward. But you can see these are surface winds. So if you're driving on I-10 from west to east, and you come through Texas right there during this period of time, which would be 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, you're going to have winds coming from your right side extremely hard. And if you're ahead of this low pressure driving in this area, this line of storms, I would suggest to keep up on radar or anything like that. There's actually a good program that I use. It's I'll tell you just 1 second. We're going to go back to the regular screen here. Bear with me, people. So
Barren Critical Weather.
Yeah, there's a good app to use. It's called Barren Critical Weather. Once you sign up, it's free. I mean, once you just register and everything, it tracks you and everything. Okay.
Something happened. Oh no.
She's got ink all over her hand. Don't get it on this computer, please. I don't know. Scooter. How dare you, Scooter?
I think so,
Scooter's always doing stuff. Oh, God. So, if pretty much any of those areas that I was showing you with wind from East Texas all the way up to southern Michigan, you're going to have a cold front coming through there. It's not really going to sweep south. The biggest thing is ahead of that, you're going to have a warm front coming up all through eastern Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, up in the southwestern pretty much about half state, southern part of the state of Arkansas, into Tennessee, even all the way up as far as into southern Michigan. There might be some storms, but most of the severe weather where you're going to have some tornadoes and definitely some strong winds and definitely some hail. That would be an area that from Friday evening all the way till Sunday morning, to that whole area. If you're driving east to west, I'm telling you, it's going to hit you from the right side. And if you need to keep up, maybe get this Barren Critical Weather app, because it follows you wherever you're at. If you drive into a warned area, it's going to let you know. If you drive into a tornado warned area or one that's issued where you're sitting currently, it's going to be tell you that you are the warning you got. If you're driving and you hit one, it actually says you're approaching a twisting storm. It lets you know you're getting near that inside that box. And that's where they're tracking a tornado or rotation on radar or something like that. So let me see what I can do here. Pull up the national radar. Radar. All right.
Radar scope, is that the one that you use?
Radar scope is one that you can actually, it is good. They have a good free version.
It says it's $100 a year for Pro.
Yeah, I have Pro. So, yeah, it's a very good one to track. You can use all the radar composites, like looking into the the winds when you're using the Doppler. You can look at the, I have to pull it up, man. Sometimes I can't, brain dead and can't remember the names. So, I'll tell you in just a second as soon as I open my phone. Oh, it's in my. I actually have a box with all the weather stuff in it. It's like its own little file. But weather scope, you can actually look at correlate. You can look at super resolution velocity. You can look at storm relative velocity, which means it kind of cancels out the movement of the storm, so you can actually see a pinpoint area of rotation. You got super res spectrum width, which actually shows is good for identification of a rotating area of the storm. It actually seems to pick up like particles and stuff like that, small debris, not debris, but small dust. The best one to use for seeing that, confirming that a tornado is on the ground, would be using the correlation coefficient. That right there will actually detect and see if there's objects being hurled up in the air. If the tornado is actually on the ground doing damage, you will see that on radar. It'll actually be like a big blotch of red for the whole storm, and you'll see a little dot right. And if you match it up between the super res velocity and you match it up and it sits over the same spot and you got the hook and all that with the super cell, you're definitely, you can pretty much confirm that, hey, a tornado's on the ground, because you're actually seeing the debris getting lofted up into the air. And a lot of times it's still lofted up to like up to 13,000 feet and even higher, depending on the size of the debris. We don't want people to get hurt, obviously. I'm a big tornado weather geek. I love severe storms and watching the power of storms. I find it just amazing. It really is. Let's see right here. So I'm going to share the actual. Don't show that again.
Hey Tammy. Hey Trucking Nomads.
What's up,
hey Trucking Nomads? With Jonathan.
So this screen should pop up. Bam. Okay. Actually, right there, you got the radar going on right now. What I'm wanting to do from tomorrow through Saturday evening is I'm going to try to go live as much as I can and help. If you come over here, you can just check it out and see what's really going on. I mean, I'll have my radar scope up. I'll have all this stuff up where we can look at it and see what's going on. I want everybody to be safe, man. I've seen April 27, 2011, man. I mean, we missed a tornado by a quarter of a mile that almost took out where I lived. We lived in a trailer park, so we wouldn't have had a chance. But that day I got to see, tornadoes. I got to see hail the size of baseballs, and I'd already been interested in weather all my life. And like, I used to be terrified of like severe weather, and it caused me to research as much as I possibly could, because it was almost a phobia. And then once I learned to understand it and keep myself safe in a situation, then it was easier to respect it and enjoy it, because it can be enjoyable, especially out in Oklahoma and up into Nebraska, out in Wyoming and eastern Colorado. You got those big, tall, high base tornadoes and high base supercells. They're beautiful. And May is our next vacation, and our next vacation is taking 2 weeks off in Oklahoma. So we're going to do a lot of chasing. So that's what we're going to do. But the reason I'm doing this is because I do like the trucking YouTube stuff. Just everybody hangs out with us. We enjoy that. I've done a couple 10-hour streams, seeing me where I driving through a snowstorm, things like that. But I want the other channel to be specifically focused for people can ask questions and things like that, and people to come in and see what's really going on with the weather and areas they might need to avoid. It's obviously not organized yet. It'll take some time for me to get a hang of telling you guys what's going on and getting smooth with it, and getting it to roll off my tongue with remembering what correlation coefficient is and trying to show. That's what I want to do from tomorrow all the way through Saturday evening, because there's going to be some nasty weather, and sharing this app with people. I want people to stay safe, man. Radar scope is a good one, and critical weather is good for alerting you. You can set up the alerts on there. It's really simple, and if you're just happen to be driving through and don't realize what's going on because you're driving, you can't look at your radar and everything, that will automatically tell you and let you know, hey, you're driving into a twisting storm, that's been confirmed or or detected on radar is detected rotation. So they got a tornado warning. If you get anywhere near that box that they put out a warning, it will let you know. So that can keep you safe. You can get off the road. You do not want to be in your truck and be hit by a tornado. That doesn't matter if you're 80,000 pounds or you're not loaded at all. You're going to become a cell. I remember back in 2014, there was a tornado down in Dallas, Texas. They actually had one this year too, just a couple months ago during the nighttime, tore up some shit, and it was like an EF3. But they had one, and they got a picture of it from a helicopter that was flying around. Could see there were trailers, whole trailers, just circling the tornado in one piece. It just took them up in it. So I'm telling you, like, when you have a sail that's 53 foot long and you broadside, not only are you going to get blown over, but you get slid down and thrown from a tornado. And they're saying these are going to be there's a chance for a couple really strong tornadoes, like through the roof. So what's going on?
Okay. So
I got the weather out of the way, guys. I just wanted to let everybody know that.
Hello to Pale Rider.
The trucking channel is going to, or excuse me, the trucking weather. I think I'm just going the name with the trucking weather.
Okay.
Because
Only the Lonely asks, where do you think it will get bad?
Where do I think it will get bad? Okay. Let me go back here real quick. I'm going to pull up a map. Pretty much that's what I was saying. Friday through Friday evening, it's all going to be from about west of Houston up through Dallas, a little east, the southern half of Arkansas, Louisiana, over into western Mississippi. Now, that'll be where the area, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull up this map real quick. I got to stop sharing the screen real quick so I can get it up. This right here is predicted for tomorrow. This is where you're going to have, you notice that red dot in there, it says moderate. You don't see that very often. I would be surprised if by tomorrow morning, if they don't upgrade it to a high area with the hash mark in it, which is showing that you're going to have at least a 30% chance of tornadoes within a 20 mile or 25 mile area in that whole hash. And that's, I think, what they're going with that actually as it is. I think when they go to high, it's up to like 50% chance. As you can see, this whole green area right here, this is going to shift east. It's going to start tomorrow morning. You already got some storms firing up through all the way up into Missouri and everything. I did pull that up to show everybody. I will do that again real quick. Where is it? You can see right here, just east of Oklahoma. I did not do that. It reloaded. Hold on one second, guys. You can see here just in northwestern Arkansas, you got some storms firing all the way up into southeastern Missouri and to Illinois. And, you know, these are just moderate thunderstorms. Nothing to worry about. Tomorrow, down here let me scroll this down here from about just a little west of Houston, maybe into Dallas. I'm not sure if that'll shift east. You might not have Dallas in there. But all this area down here in the south, covering eastern Texas, southern Arkansas.
I don't think you're sharing that screen.
It's not? Wait, hold on. What is it? What is that noise?
It's the refrigerator.
Y'all hear my refrigerator saying, Wah! For some reason. It's not. Is it not?
No, it's still on that one.
Oh, that's because I got that up. So, I was trying to share that screen. See if your thing's fucked. Well, I know why I did that, because I didn't take that off of there, so it wouldn't let me show it. So we'll go back to that. As you can see, give me 1 second just to verify this. Trucker WX, Trucker Beetle Bailey. Are you like suggesting that that be the name of that? Is that what you're saying?
I'll give you a good name to use. Trucking.
Yeah.
WX.
That's
Trucking
you know what?
weather.
Actually, that is a good name, man.
It is.
This is basic. That's all this is about, man. Is you've seen. It's not just the severe weather. It's also the ice and snow. Places we know as truckers, sometimes we got to push it to try to get the load there. But there's also times where you just don't realize it's as bad as what it's going to be, and you end up getting caught in a very, very precarious situation. As y'all seen one of my live feeds I had a few nights or a couple of weeks ago, I got hit with a snow band from coming from Buffalo, New York, down to Erie along the lake there, Erie Lake, or Lake Erie, and it was blinding. Like, I mean, it was bad. I had to drive 15 miles an hour. There was people slid off the road everywhere. It was ridiculous. I didn't brake 20 miles an hour. I just while everybody was watching what was going on, I was just yapping the whole time. But it was interesting. You know, I seen a truck come flying by. He wasn't doing what, maintaining it like he should and being safe. And 10 minutes later, me and the guy were talking on the CB about it. We passed him. Same guy. You could see the lettering on the truck. He had slid off the road, and luckily there was a big wide open median there that he just went and slid into the median and didn't hit anything. He was fortunate. Could have been hitting somebody else or another vehicle. It could have been a lot worse. So, with that said, I just want to do something that gets me involved in trucking, that is actually trying to help other people in this industry and be safe. I love weather. I've been thinking about this for the last 6 months of actually doing it. I've been practicing with some of these maps, because some of these programs like National Weather Service and Pivotal Weather, you don't, especially National Weather Service, it's public info.
Hensley's on now, so we don't want to stomp all over him. One more thing, check out Teddy's Truckers Association on Facebook. Just search that name, Teddy's Truckers Association. We're setting that up. We're in the process of doing a lot of good things.
Hold on, I'm getting the screen back up. 1 second. What's going on? So yeah, obviously everybody left. I talked to Hensley. He knew I was going to do this real quick before he goes and does his thing. I just want to help everybody out. And as soon as I get the channel up, I will be sharing that out, and everybody can go check it out, and maybe help people be a little safer out there with the weather and everything. But be aware that I'm probably going to do short live feeds from my phone in the next couple of days and pulling up radar, because I can share the screen, or I might do it on here. I'll figure something out. But, I want people to be safe, and that's what it's about. So everybody have a wonderful evening. Team Awkward.